Hey there, guys. Thanks to those of you that decided to click on my TED Talk and give it a listen. To those of you that don't know me, my name is Nathaniel Brown. I typically go by Nate, and I'm an upcoming senior this year. Uh, my TED Talk is going to be about my personal views of society as it is today and a person that I think could really change things for the better. Now, today's society is way different than it used to be back in the day. Back in the day, people were way more willing to lend a helping hand, uh, help their neighbor, kind of really work together to get things done. Nowadays, it's more of a dog eat dog world where people are more focused on their own personal gain, their financial gain, and their success as a whole, rather than giving back to the community and making sure things are better in the long run. Now, in my opinion, things are getting farther and farther away from the way they should be. I think we should go back to the way that things were, where people want to lend a helping hand and people work together to succeed. And one of the people that I personally think is a great influence on this idea is Melinda Gates. A lot of you might be thinking, who is Melinda Gates? And when I tell you she is the wife of Bill Gates, you might somewhat think, oh, yeah, I understand what he's getting at right now. Both Melinda and Bill Gates created a foundation named after themselves, actually. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, surprise, surprise, where they decided to work to help as many people as they can lead healthy, productive lives. The foundation holds a core focus on agricultural development, emergency relief, global libraries, global health, and education all across the globe. They really want to give back to those people that could really use a hand. Melinda Ann Gates is the epitome of a philanthropist. Philanthropy is defined as the altruistic concern for human welfare, advancement, usually manifested by donations of money, property, or work to needy persons. And to be honest, when it comes to her and her husband, it's mostly through donations and the creation of their own foundation. Some people might want to argue that she's not really interested because she's not getting her hands dirty, she's not getting down into the grit of things and trying to improve things personally. But in my opinion, any help is more help that you can get. Some people are not financially stable enough to just donate money. Some people need to get in there and volunteer, give back to the community that way. But the fact that she is financially able and willing to give back to the community, she is still a leader in my book. She's just a born philanthropist. She helped create the foundation as it is and restructured it later on in life just to kind of lead towards her own beliefs. While she was going through school, she took quite an interest in computers and science and all that, and that's kind of what landed her in the position to where she was working at Microsoft. She's also a very solid business leader. She earned many an opportunity in Microsoft, and that's how she actually met Bill Gates. Was she worked under him, and she's more than willing to put herself out there for what she believes in, what she likes, what she's about. She's just a genuine human being. She once said in a TED Talk of her own about philanthropy and giving back to the community, if you are successful, it is because somewhere, sometime, someone gave you a life or an idea that started you in the right direction. Remember also that you are indebted to life until you help some less fortunate people, just as you were helped before. And I think those are some very powerful words. Um, she understands that someone helped her get to where she is nowadays. And she wants to give back and honestly give more than what she was given. As an avid philanthropist, she has an overwhelming desire to promote the welfare of others and expresses it especially by the generous donations of money she gives to good causes. This might not be the way you want to do things. You may want to get down, get dirty, like really help by yourself. Go out in the community and volunteer. You may want to build houses for Houses of Humanity, whatever. As long as you are willing to give back, and decide that you want to help your fellow man, I am fully supportive of it. I personally go to Labra as much as I can. I'm not very able to at all times. Like, there are times where I'm very busy with school, with work, whatever, and I'm not able to make it. But when I can, that's one of my favorite places to go. Lend a helping hand, give out like food. Like, all we do is we make sandwiches, give them out to people that are in need. And it's just the little things. All you need is a reason and the drive to do it. When it comes to Melinda Gates, she is the epitome of what I mean by giving back. She is more than willing to expend whatever she has in order to help her fellow man. Personally, I think one of the major topics in our course so far is emotional intelligence, and she by far surpasses the expectations for some of these traits. Emotional intelligence is a topic that we have covered quite frequently throughout the time of this course so far, and it is defined as a group of 5 skills that enable the best leaders to maximize their own and their followers' performance, which I totally agree with. You can have your own personal emotional intelligence, and you can have emotional intelligence that works for your group as a whole. If you are to be a leader, you need to be able to inspire people to want to better themselves and better humanity as a whole. The 5 qualities that make up emotional intelligence are self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skill. In my opinion, Melinda Gates is the epitome of empathy, and literally, I don't know anybody that does it better. I'm sure there are people, but you can't have me convinced too easily. She really decides to look above herself and into other people's shoes. Like, she puts herself in their shoes to really understand how they're feeling, what they're dealing with, and wants to give back. She knows that when she was going through education, it was a little hard. Like, it's not easy, but everybody deserves it. It doesn't matter where you're from, what your social class is, any of that. It's more of, you deserve to have the option, and that's what she is looking for with that foundation that they created. She wants to make sure that everybody and anyone can be educated to the fullest of what they want. And I really respect that. I think we need more people like her in our world nowadays, because people really just don't want to look towards more of just themselves. People are too preoccupied with how they are, what they want, and the things they want to do rather than giving back to the community. And that's a big thing that I want to do in my future, is to give back and really just kind of make the world a better place. So I hope you enjoyed this TED Talk. I'm sure I'll hear plenty of comments on how I did and everything. So, peace.